Nigeria, a nation with so much potential, a country blessed beyond measure, admired, respected, and rich in culture, diversity, and natural resources. From the vibrant markets of Lagos to the tranquil beauty of its savannas, Nigeria is a land of opportunity. But today I stand here with tears in my eyes, questioning why a country so blessed is suffering so much. But before we start, welcome back to the game of life. As we preach, our goal is to give you so much value that you feel compelled to give back. All we ask in return is that you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and activate those crazy notifications. Let's continue. My voice trembling, Nigeria. A country that the world once saw as a rising giant. For decades, Nigeria has captured the imagination of the world. From the creativity of its people, seen in Nollywood, Afrobeats, and its tech entrepreneurs, to the vast natural resources beneath its soil, Nigeria is a nation the world admires. But behind this admiration, a tragic story unfolds. A story of potential unrealized, a story of promises broken, and the world watches, wondering, how did this happen? How did Nigeria get here? Let's go back to the beginning. Nigeria's journey from colonialism to independence was one filled with hope. The British may have drawn the borders and exploited the resources, but when the Union Jack was lowered, the Nigerian flag was raised with pride. The world believed in the promise of a new Nigeria, a country free to define its own destiny. But decades later, Nigeria remains shackled by the chains of their past, and the scars of colonialism runs deep. The economic structures imposed on them during colonial times still dictate their present. They export cheap raw materials to the industrialized world, only to import their technology at exorbitant prices. They are consumers of the global north's industrial output, and when they no longer need their obsolete technologies, they outsource them to Nigeria. Why are Nigerians' life expectancy so low? Why do millions of the children grow up without hope for a brighter future? Is this because of the colonial legacies it inherited? Or are the victims of bad leadership, rampant corruption, and the politics of religion? Most Nigerians, both educated and uneducated, are living in abject poverty. The hopes and dreams of millions crushed by a system that has failed them. Almost all social amenities have broken down. Power cuts, water shortages, poor healthcare, the basics of life, denied to so many. Let's look at the IMF and the World Bank, institutions that were supposed to help developing countries grow. But are they helping or crippling them? Every dollar borrowed comes with strings attached, strings that choke our economy, strings that prioritize their interests over Nigeria. Hyperinflation runs wild, and they spend more money servicing debt than on developing their nation. There's no money for their schools, no money for hospitals, no money for infrastructure, no money for development, and no investment in their future. And what about their oil? We felt oil would make them rich, but has it really? Is crude oil a blessing or a curse that has fueled inequality, greed, and environmental disaster? The wealth from their oil flows out of Nigeria, but the poverty stays. The communities where the oil is drilled remain some of the poorest in the country. As the world looks on, Nigeria is in crisis. Kidnappings have become a terrifying reality. Suicide bombings shake the heart of our communities. Fuel scarcity, despite their vast oil reserves, leaves cars stranded in long queues. The cost of food is rising beyond what families can afford, and millions are on the brink of starvation. The world watches, but do they truly understand? A hungry man is an angry man, and how much longer can they survive like this? The blame is not just external. Bad leadership, corruption, and greed have eaten away at their soul. Politicians, who should be serving the people, serve only themselves. They divide them along religious lines, keeping them distracted while they loot the country's wealth. The life expectancy in Nigeria is among the lowest in the world. Their people are dying young, from preventable diseases, from violence, from despair. Is it because of their colonial past? Is it the fault of the corrupt leaders who have looted their wealth? Is it the politics of religion dividing them when they need unity the most? Or are they victims of a global system designed to keep us down? The world admires their culture, potential, and spirit, but what they don't see is the cost they pay for these smiles and handshakes. They are caught in a cycle of exploitation, of resources, and of people. The leaders who should be fighting for them instead fight for themselves. Corruption is not just a problem, it's an epidemic. Their future doesn't have to be one of poverty and despair. It can be one of hope, progress, and prosperity. But they must break free from the chains holding them down. They need leaders with vision, courage, and integrity. They need to decolonize their economy, build industries that serve Nigerians first, and invest in technology that benefits their future. The question is not whether Nigeria can rise again, but whether they are ready to fight for it. They are the heartbeat of Africa. And no matter how dark it gets, we must remember one thing: there is always hope. As long as there are Nigerians willing to fight for a better tomorrow, there is hope. Despite the challenges, there are millions of them who wake up every day determined to make a difference. From the young entrepreneurs in tech hubs to the farmers working the land, Nigerians are building, even if the world can't see it yet. Nigeria is not a country without hope. It is a country with potential beyond imagination. But potential means nothing if it is not realized. The world may view them through a lens of pity, but they don't need pity. They need action. They need change, and that change starts with them. The world will continue to watch, but will they see a Nigeria that collapses under the weight of its problems, or a Nigeria that rises stronger and more united than ever? Tell me in the comments below, do you believe Nigeria can overcome, or are they headed for disaster? Stay tuned, because the future of Nigeria is still being written. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update, because trust me, the best is yet to come. Stay tuned and click on the video to my right or left. They are fantastic.